Let's try something new. Cause that was bad. Enable or disable audio from the controller speaker. To access this feature, control must be dictated and headphones must not be in use. Okay. Use only cover for music. Okay, yeah, that's my little TV. First time behind the steering of this preset offers all driving help and assistance. Your opponent will give you a decent challenge. Some drivers are still available in there. Increasing challenge bonus provide more intense level of competition. For seasoned gearheads only, the gearbox is still automatic, but most of the driving help is disabled. Opponents will perform at their peak. I've never really. Ubisoft Ivory Tower. It looks like
Welcome to Hawaii, everyone. Look alive.
It's like the same graphics from
Motorfest.
well, I was gonna say, it's gonna be honest, but like the people graphics look like the same from Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's not a compliment. I never thought Grand Theft Auto really had good graphics, to be honest. I don't even think Grand Theft Auto 6 has good graphics. But the cars look nice. Okay, we got motorcycles, okay. Okay. Yeah, them people like sim characters. Oh my gosh.
Gather up, everyone. Photo time.
Yeah, I'm going with the black guy. I'm about to say, this boy got high waters on. Yeah, put me in some Vans. I'm getting this all wrong.
everyone, settle down. I know you're all excited. That chopper ride is always a trip. So, welcome again to the Motorfest. I'm Malu, the Motorfest PR, and I'm here to get you up to speed. You are our special guests, athletes, festival goers, car lovers, all gathered here in majestic Hawaii. These are the festival grounds, but we've got the whole island set up for you. We've created a place where you can drive anything, from the iconic to the super customized. It's a Motorfest branded, lovingly crafted car culture celebration. We call these lovelies the playlists. And I'm not just reading from the Motorfest app here either. I tried them out before you arrived. And here, let me show you. This playlist is a unique Motorfest experience. It's called Made in Japan.
Okay, how you drift? Ooh, how you drift? Oh my gosh, what is it handling?
Made in Japan is the way to experience Japanese car culture. It's where tarmac meets tradition. From mountain peaks to city streets, this neon journey is not.
Controls. What is the controls? They just threw me in the game. I don't know the controls. Oh man, what the fuck is going on? Oh man. Okay, so square.
Trying these playlists out for you is what I call a perk of the job. Right in the center of all the action,
there we go.
Racing these Japanese drift masters, just awesome.
Okay, the gripping on this car is terrible. Yeah, okay. Why is square the brake?
Street racing my way through mountains and motorways was amazing. But the next playlist was Off-Roading Addict. A chance to race into the wild.
Yeah, I gotta do better, okay.
Driving off-road gives you an opportunity to carve your own path, to explore the open expanse. The island becomes your playground. Total freedom becomes your creed. Pickups, quads, you're given every chance to go off the beaten path.
Dang.
Off-roading is freedom, improvisation. But the next playlist
I guess the
is
deal on
all
YouTube is
about
right.
the competition.
The driving seems weird.
Aptly named the Motorsports playlist, this one is for the pros.
Yeah, okay, I don't know.
Motorsports is built around racing to the top, the thrill of competing. But it's also about strategic choices, decision-making under pressure.
Oh my gosh.
There is no better feeling than triumphing with your team in what some consider the apex of motorsports.
Okay, so that's not it. Not square and L2 at the same time. Okay. I'm trying to learn how to drift. They didn't tell me anything.
Making the call when to go for the pit stop, checking on your rivals, it gets intense.
Yeah, but you didn't teach me how to drive yet.
Felt good to be the champion, but then I got to go old school. Vintage Garage, a playlist for the true car aficionado. With these cars, it's not just about the look or the nostalgia. It's how these things drive, how they feel, how they steer. It was quite a challenge, in the best way possible. Outside of some collector car park, when would you ever get a chance to take these venerable legends for a spin? That's the power of Vintage Garage. A taste of an age where there was no nitro to boost you and no GPS to guide you. Feels strangely comforting. With the old and in with the new, they say. The next playlist is legendary. Lamborghini, a playlist to truly experience the iconic, the trailblazing. I'm running out of adjectives here.
Yeah, now we talking. Now we talking. Yeah, the Lambo. Oh my God.
As soon as you saw that Lamborghini logo, you knew what this playlist was gonna be. Some of the most recognizable car designs in existence at your disposal.
Lambo. The Lambo. The Guinea. The Lambo.
There's nothing quite like some of these cars. It's like a speed race through the story of Lamborghini. One of power and innovation.
The Lambo. The Guinea. The
Riding a full
Lamborghini.
roster of these legends was a rare privilege. A privilege Motorfest graciously gave me. And now,
The Lambo.
it's your turn.
The Guinea. The Lambo. The Guinea. The Lambo. The Guinea. The Lambo. The Lamborghini. My favorite cars on the earth. Is that Ferrari?
Like what you saw? Well, those were just the tip of the iceberg. But we've got to go step by step. Follow me. Look around you. This is what it's all about. Cars, bikes, rides, and good vibes. You'll get to explore the festival soon enough. And let's not forget, we're in Hawaii. And there's no better place to express yourself. Show off your flair. Customize your ride. It's a car culture buffet.
Baby, look.
Keep up. We're going to go meet the star of the show.
Baby,
Your
look.
car, of course. Come on. It's time for you to pick your ride. Once you pick your car, I'll hand you over to Kara, your
The
personal
crew,
AI assistant.
Motorsport. Which
When
one
in
should I
doubt,
get?
You can always rely on her to guide you.
Huh?
AI assistance engaged. All engines, go. Hello, driver. I'm Kara. Let me assist you in choosing a playlist. Made in Japan. Race over asphalt and drift through neon. 9/11 Legacy. A Porsche story. Rule the streets. Join the Donut Media team. New playlist ahead. Let's go. I bet the next experience we have in store will knock your socks off. It's the product of a unique partnership.
Bro.
The Motorfest is teaming up with one of the most colourful crew of automotive influencers you can find on the web, Donut Media.
we started, and I was like half an hour into the up, like just going up the hill, guys, like just zigzagging my way up like a little goat path, like really going up the mountain. And I was like, when is the finish coming, or like when is the end of this hill? And he's like, oh man, you're not even halfway through. And I'm like, how is this possible? But that's hard enduro, I would say.
What's happening, guys and girls? My name is Becky Evans, and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and Ubisoft's iconic game, The Crew Motorfest. Now, this is the podcast where I get to chat to some of the world's finest motorsport athletes and dig into their passions for all things speed, wings, and wheels. And if you haven't already tried it, you can actually listen to the podcast whilst you're playing the game. Today, I'm going to be chatting with professional motorcycle rider Manuel Lettenbichler. He's one of the very best in the world, and he's an absolute champion. Born and raised in southern Germany, where he's currently based, Manny has been competing for Red Bull Racing Factories since 2016, following in the footsteps of his father, Andreas Lettenbichler, who was a highly successful KTM racing athlete who was top 3 in the world. Manny got his first trial bike aged 5, and at age 16, he was the youngest rider to ever complete the Red Bull Scramble Hare Race, which is a one-day race which is actually the most difficult in the world. He was Super Enduro Junior Champion in 2016, and since then he has brought home the Hard Enduro Championship 4 times. If you don't know what Hard Enduro is, this is a sport where you actually tackle the most extreme terrain. We're talking rocks, we're talking mountains, we're talking off-road in its most extreme version. In 2023, Manny made history by completing the first perfect season in the FIM Hard Enduro World Championship. Now, this is a feat that's only been completed by Manny and Max Verstappen in motorsport history today. So
these guys are the real deal. Their philosophy that cars are for everyone, combined with their electric energy, makes their content stand out like, I quote, a buff horse in a pasture of ponies.
is it luck, talent, or is it a bit of both? Let's find out. Manny, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Time to be here.
So whereabouts in the world are you right now?
Just in Salzburg now in Austria. I'm actually spending a bit of time now at the Performance Center of Red Bull because I torn one ligament at the second last round of the World Championship, and trying to keep myself busy with something else than riding, I'd say, like this.
It's been a while since I've seen you. I think the last time was, what, Goodwood in about 2018?
Yes, Goodwood. 2018, I think. It's been actually a while. I wanted always to come back again because it's such a cool motorsport festival, and there's so much stuff going on. And yeah, it's been a while when we met for sure, but still to see you again and talk hopefully about some cool stuff.
Let's jump right in. If you could be a car, a plane, a boat, or a motorbike, which would you be and why?
I think like a plane probably, but like a cool plane, you know, maybe like a fighter plane or like a.
I got a question for you guys, and buckle up, Buttercup, cause it's a doozy.
Okay.
Freaking lightning, baby!
Okay, that's a lot.
Listen up, you buff forces. I've got 7 questions that you need to answer by getting behind the wheel of some of the most...
It's a lot. That's a lot, man.
This is Rule the Streets. Rolling!
Okay. Okay.
Another activity awaits.
All right, let's keep talking. Or a motorbike, which would you be?
We're not staying in Honolulu just yet. We'll be joining the donut team at the bottom of the mountain.
And why?
I think like a plane probably, but like a cool plane, you know, maybe like a fighter plane or like a stunt plane could be pretty sick. I was like doing one flight one time with Red Bull, like in a stunt plane, and it was so cool. Like it was probably one of the best experiences I ever had, because we just went like doing loopings and like all of these rollers, like really jumped straight into it, and I even...
They need you to conduct a special experiment before settling down in the city. I'm not gonna lie, James wants to start big here.
Fighter plane. So wow, yeah, it was quite a cool experience, and I think we're so used to the dirt and the ground that I think to be a plane, like being flying around wherever you want, I think is like.
Ferrari and Lamborghini have been rivals since they were babies. It's true, but don't look it up. Before we set up camp downtown, you'll be racing through the countryside in the Italian supercar of your choice. Either the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta or the Lamborghini Huracan. Which beast owns the mountain? The Italian stallion or the Stromboli bully?
Yeah, I already know it's gonna always be.
The Lamborghini machine. Let's ride.
No, it's gonna be the Lamborghini.
Hey, James here. I'm talking to you from this drone. Well, I'm not actually in the drone. That would defeat the entire purpose of a drone. That would be a helicopter. It will follow you the whole time and take some awesome shots for our videos. Not in a weird way. Anyway, have fun. Automobili Lamborghini versus Ferrari. Man, I am so...
Also, it's one of them games I can't go off early.
James here. I'm talking to you from this drone. Well, I'm not actually in the drone. That would defeat the entire purpose of a drone. That would be a helicopter. It will follow you the whole time and take some awesome shots for our videos. Not in a weird way. Anyway, have fun. Automobili Lamborghini versus Ferrari. Man, I am so pumped.
Oh man, what the heck?
We'll get it this.
Surprise, surprise. You overtook the Ferrari. Why were you behind it in the first place?
This thing is, oh my god, the controls is so terrible.
No pressure, but these cars are like really expensive, so try not to crash and burn, okay? Dang, dude, what a viewpoint. It really makes you think. Takes the lead, no surprises there.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's like,
oh yeah,
this shit's,
I should have mentioned there's gonna be turns. Sorry.
I'm like literally sliding. Oh man.
Why were you behind it in the first place?
Alright, come on.
Bull versus Stallion. How are we feeling about our choice down there? Not having second thoughts, are we?
Having second thoughts about the racing in this game. Oh my gosh.
Full Italian power. Give me the gravy, Grandma. Lamborghini takes it all. The Lamborghini machine rules the mountains.
Back to our podcast.
Yeah, it was quite a cool experience, and I think we're so used to the dirt and the ground.
Now that you've met the donut team, you probably have a better idea of what you're getting into. But trust me, you're still in for a few surprises.
On that, I think we have played like being flying around wherever you want. I think it's like a pretty cool idea to have in head.
Is that something that you've always been into? You know, like to go from riding bikes, getting into hard enduro, that's quite an extreme sport. Like, what made you get into it in the first place?
Sure, over my dad, I got into the sport because at the end,
From now on, the city's going to be your playground. And your first urban challenge will be a rough and tumble American street brawl. I can't tell you much more right now. We agreed that James will be the one to give you all the details.
he used to be one of the best riders in hard enduro. But I more or less grew up with riding bikes, you know, like he always used to be this trials rider and hard enduro guy. And I got my first bike when I was 5. And from then on, I was actually motivated at the beginning because we had like a big farm back home with like a couple of horses. Like as a kid, you know, you just want to be outside, hang around with your friends. And then one day of like training on the motorbike, I did like a rock, which was like 30 centimeter high, like more or less nothing, Becky. But it made me so excited to like push myself in the sport and like trying to get better in it. And after this, I was really like hyped up and like hooked into like riding dirt bikes. And yeah, a couple of years later, we're here, probably one of the best in the world, and talking about motorsport. So like pretty freaking excited.
No, it's super cool. I mean, do you remember that first experience of completing maybe a trail or something like that, and you were like, do you know what, this is what I'm born to do?
Not at all. I think
Hold on, chat. I gotta get some meat.
so many riders and like so many people already as a kid have this like, they ride and they're like, okay, one day I'm gonna be a professional dirt bike rider or whatever. But me, literally until I was 16, I thought I'm maybe gonna do completely something else. Maybe I'm gonna be working on constructions or like a carpenter or like whatever. And then I really more or less found the passion and to say, hey, I want to do this when I finished Red Bull Earth Brigadier back in like 2014, because I was one of the youngest finishers at this point, and for me was really like, okay, I could do something out of it. I could maybe be one of the best guys in the world. And then Red Bull came up to me and said, yeah, we're going to try to support you for a year. And first he went pretty good, became a Super Enduro Junior World Champion. And from then on, I was really like, okay, this could be a pretty cool living on like a pretty cool lifestyle, you know, like you more or less make your hobby to your job, and you can just enjoy riding a dirt bike in the coolest, gnarliest terrain on earth.
I mean, I think that really explains your personality when I first met you. It's not a case of like, I knew what I was going to do. I was going to go do this. You were like, yeah, gave it a go. I was pretty good at it. And now we're just still cracking on. And we're winning some championships. We're doing some perfect seasons. And for the listeners out there, the Erzberg rodeo that he's talking about, let me tell you, as a hobbyist enduro rider, that is the hardest enduro in the world. When I watch the videos of it, I'm like, that looks like pain. You must get like halfway through it and be like, why am I doing this?
I think most of the people, they don't even get halfway through. I think like hard enduro, for all of you guys who are listening to it, it's just like short explain, like it's riding your dirt bike through the gnarliest terrain what you can find. So like you have to imagine like rocks which are like 2 meters high, like uphills which are like more sometimes than like 80 degrees steep, downhills where you like have to more or less push your bike down because it's like too steep to like ride it down. Like the good thing is gravity always brings you down, so it's like pretty nice, but like in the uphills it's like pretty difficult. But like Red Bull Erzberg is one of the hardest races in the world, and there's like 2,000 starters. At the end is like 500 who is going into the finals, and I think like average like 15 people make it into the finish after 4 hours. Everybody is like who is into motorsport should come to Red Bull Erzberg for one day, just even just to see this festival vibe, because it's pretty cool.
So let's talk about the sport as a whole. Let's break it down. So for somebody that had never come across hard enduro before, tell me what the sport is in your words.
I think hard enduro is really riding a dirt bike through the gnarliest terrain. Like what we can find, like it can be rocks, it can be like a dirt, it can be even like from dirt to asphalt, it can be like uphills, downhills. You have to think through the mountains. I would like really say like a really cool race or like a really good day of riding hard enduro would be go out and go behind your house, ride into the trees and see where you end up, you know? Like I think this is more or less really being out there and like searching for the hardest path what you can find, and super demanding sport, and it's quite nice in our sport because we have quite a lot of different race formats, so it's never the same at every race, which makes it a bit difficult maybe for the viewers and for the outside to understand sometimes. But for us as riders, it's maybe not too bad, because we can have a race which can be 2 hours long, but can have also a race which can be 5 days long, where we wake up every day at like 4 a.m. and you go out there, ride 8 hours on the day, you know? I think that's quite hectic and has a bit of this rally race format what we have out there. For example, like Daniel Sanders and Luciani already maybe talking about this, and it's quite interesting, but it's a pretty cool sport. And if all of the viewers out there who have never watched it, definitely check it out on Red Bull TV, because it's a pretty cool vibe and a pretty cool paddock and like some good characters.
And does the extremity of the terrain denote how long it is? So if something is really, really hard, would that be only a 2-hour race? Or if it was like maybe a little bit less extreme, it would be longer, like you said, an 8-hour day? Or is it all just really hard?
Maybe all just really hard. I think it's different hard, you know? Like you can have a race which can be 8 hours long and is maybe hard, but because the track isn't too hard, but it's just long. But then you can have like a 2 hours race, which can be so difficult to ride, and you really have to push your bike. You have to like really fight like for every little centimeters that you like move forward. And it can be also like super difficult and super hard on your body. But I think that what's sometimes hard enduro is also about, you know, like it's already in the discipline's name. Like it's not only enduro, it's like hard enduro, and that's why I think every kind of riding situation can make it hard, and it's never easy to compete and to ride it.
So let's talk about how it's judged. Is it a case of first man who makes it over the line wins, or how is it judged?
Most of the time like this way. So we have like starts like at we take Red Bull Erzberger. It's like 500 people on the start line, and the flag drops, and they're all out, and first guy who's in the finish wins the day, or like wins the race. But then we have this rally formats where we are more basically having like the fastest time every day. So you could start 10th, finishing 5th, but still be the fastest guy on the day, and you can win the day. So there's a bit of different formats out there, but more or less the fastest guy or the first guy in the finish, like in every race, is the fastest rider of the day, and the fastest rider of the day for sure wins the race as well. So it's more or less in every other sport, you can be the fastest guy or like the fastest racer, and you win your competition, and it's quite nice to have those formats.
Yeah, it's so different to drifting. I mean, that's a completely judged sport where it's speed, style, line, and angle, and it's just so different. It's down to a judge saying whether they liked how you did something, whereas this, it's purely a case of if you can make it to the end,
Yeah.
then you deserve your trophy.
Then you deserve your trophy. And like sometimes I'm getting a bit like, I'm watching some drifting, for example, and I'm like, oh, that looks sick, like that looks really sick. And then you see like the competitions, and you're like, I have no idea how they end up with this result, but probably he wins because you like made the sickest style and probably the best speed. But it's quite interesting to see it from the outside. I think for me as like a core racer, to have like this kind of different race form, or like race formats more or less. Who there's like other disciplines or like other things who are really decide who's going to be the winner of the day. I think it's super cool to see. Same thing with like freestyle motocross, like is same thing, speed, style, and like I'm not sure, swag or something like this. Basically, but it's pretty interesting, and at the end, the judges gonna make a pretty good job with this.
It's not like other disciplines in motorsport where you have to have a license or you have to have completed X amount of other races before you can compete at this level. I could literally rock up with my bike and give it a go, right?
Definitely. Like if you're keen, and if you're excited enough to like sign up maybe for Red Bull Erzberger, for example, it could be super easy. Like I think that's why our sport is so accessible also for everybody, because we for sure race like world championship races, but we also have like these amateur classes at some races, and at Erzberg, like more or less everybody can show up and say, hey man, I saw this crazy race, I'm gonna sign up and gonna give it a go. And it's pretty cool to say this, because there's not a lot of motorsport sports out there who can really do this.
So if I got a notion one Saturday afternoon, you could end up seeing me on a hard enduro course.
Yeah, sure. Just open up a Red Bull, maybe thinking about it. Could be a really nice thought to do Red Bull Erzberger next year. You never know, maybe we're gonna see Becky Evans ripping around on Red Bull Erzberger.
So we'll talk about the vehicles. Let's talk about your current competition bike. It's the KTM 300 EXC. It's a two-stroke 300cc, and you describe it as, a light bike. It's aggressive, it's snappy, it's soft, way more than a four-stroke, for example. So for you guys out there, you're actually riding a two-stroke. What does that mean for the listeners who have never ridden a bike?
I think for the listeners who've never ridden a bike, so it's like in motorsport, two-wheel side, there's like this four-strokes engine and this two-strokes engine, which is already probably the biggest differences. And like a two-stroke bike is like I already explained it, like you said, is a bit more like this lighter feeling, is a bit like aggressive, so it's also a bit more difficult to ride, but then also for us, because we're riding so technical stuff, it gives us like this good feeling about riding, because we need sometimes like this aggressive like clutch moment on like gas control to like really
gave us chills, starting with Luffy and Doflamingo. Next up we have Luffy and Katakuri, deep in the blazing battlefield of the Miro world. Their fists clash again and again. But in the middle of this bound duel, Katakuri's little sister, hidden in the shadows, determined to tip the in her brother's favor. But